Hours before a gunman stepped foot inside Robb Elementary School, a grandmother down the street was celebrating. She had a job interview and was hired on the spot.
When she returned home, she heard a startling sound, gunfire. She knew something was wrong when sirens filled the air and helicopters hovered overhead.
In her first television interview, the grandmother shares with our Alicia Neaves how her home turned into a sanctuary. Alicia?
I heard about this story for the first time just days after the shooting, and this year was the year I finally got to meet that grandmother.
All those kids, thank God they made it. They made it here to this spot, and they went home.
2 years ago today, Leticia Chapa knew something serious was happening down the street at Robb Elementary School. She just didn't know what.
My little girl, my little 3-year-old, we were standing in front of the house looking down the road.
What Leticia witnessed next is an image forever ingrained in her mind.
And I noticed, I believe it was Miss Connors, she was running and all the children were behind her.
From Robb Elementary, sprinting around the corner, down her street.
They didn't even know where they were going. They were just running.
Teacher after teacher led their students away from the gunman.
Yeah, and we just like, get it, come over here, run this way, and hide.
The first group hid behind a cobblestone porch next door.
Some of them were really scared and crying.
When the rest of the children arrived, they hid in the yard between her house and her neighbor's house. She estimates close to 50 children took shelter at her home.
Zoe had a kitten, and she brought out her kitten and comfort the kids.
Leticia called the families of the children who she knew so they could safely reunite. She stayed in the front yard until the last child hopped on a bus to carpool to another pickup spot.
The teachers, their faces, that to me was like really something that you don't forget.
The next day, during her first shift at her new job,
we were getting threats.
More chaos as she discovered the place where she got hired was the same store where the gunman bought his AR-15.
Our bosses were literally walking around with their guns, security. It was just, everybody was attacking the store.
She quit a day and a half later. Today, Leticia has a new job and a new frame of mind. She says now that her youngest is in school, she never goes far without her family.
They're just things you didn't do before.
So this year, Leticia learned that her place is called the Safe House. That's what some of the children who she helped call her house when they retell this story. Live in Uvalde, Alicia Neaves, KENS 5.
Alicia, thank you for your work and for sharing her story.